As much as I enjoy Tom Soraka, I'm getting the feeling you guys might not want to see that more. God, someone did ask me earlier to update my my infinite combo mill deck. How good would this be in this meta? Would this work? Is this my last deck of the day? Infinite combo mill deck? I love this deck so much. This is my favorite deck I've ever made. But it also might be really bad. The Yordle Grifter nerf hurt it a lot, actually. I haven't updated this card since Yordle Grifter got nerfed. I'd have to rebuild it. This deck should fuck over all those control decks. So you would think so, but if they kill your Chief Mechanist Zevi, then you can't win the game. This is like the most fun deck ever. I love this deck. Let's try to build it. One for the road, okay guys? I'll show you guys how this deck works. This is really, really, really fun. So the problem is when Yordle Grifter doesn't work because of the PNG Allegiance odds, and I think it doesn't work in this deck anymore at these odds. When that happens, I need to turn to alternatives. Because we need to Plunder Trigger. Honestly, I'm just going to try this deck. I'm not even going to make any changes. I'm just going to try it in its old form. I can almost play this on ranked. Almost. So, let me break down for you guys how this deck works. This is literally an infinite combo. The payoff of this deck involves making my entire deck 0 mana and then spending like 3 minutes playing a bunch of cards that will cause the opponent to go to 0 cards in deck in one action. Specifically, we play Soloist to make all of our allies cost 0 mana, and then we clone and replay Infinite Veteran Investigators, which every time I play it, it'll cause both players to draw 1. It's a really funny deck. It's hilarious. And in this hand, we actually already have a little piece of our combo. Let's try this. Here's the issue. How do we not mill out? Because we run another card called Counterfeit Copies. We'll always deck out slower than the opponent decks out. There's exactly one problem though, which is, for this strategy to work, we need a unit called Chief Mechanist Zevi to be alive on board. And the issue is, against any intelligent opponent who has hard removal, and by the way, hard removal is pretty in right now. Against any intelligent opponent who has hard removal, they're not going to let my Chief Mechanist Zevi stay on the board. Which is very sad.
Water changes but never breaks.
Water changes but never breaks. God, I'm forgetting how to play this deck. I'm forgetting actually, like, sorry, I need to focus. This is such a fucking hard deck to play. This is such a bizarre one. I probably do have to just kill this River Shaper here.
A gift from the river folk.
It's theoretically sad that we're using Parlay, because Parlay could have been the Plunder Activator. So we need a Plunder Activator for turn 7 for Soloist, right? It shouldn't take that many. We're probably going to lose a couple games before I get this to work. But it's really, really funny. Trust me, it's worth it. So I can't play the Veteran Investigator out of my hand. So we drew the Zevi. We have all of the pieces of Exodia. Well, okay, we don't have all of them. And also, it's still kind of too early. We can't do it yet. So Zap Sprayfin will likely draw us Counterfeit Copies. Twisted Fate will draw some random X. We could maybe force removal if we play Twisted Fate earlier rather than later. We'll just blue card off of Twisted Fate here. Coral creatures. I wish this deck was just a little bit more competitive. Okay. So, we forced out the answer on the TF. That's nice. TF's down, but TF doesn't really matter for this strategy. So on 5 we can play Zap, on 6 we can play Zevi, and on 7 I can play Soloist. So I draw Counterfeit Copies. All the pieces are starting to assemble. The puzzle is starting to reveal itself. Counterfeit Copies is core to this strategy, and this is why we have Zap to draw out Counterfeit Copies as well. So I should be fine to play the Zap now.
Keep up, keep up.
So there's the third rummage. The infinite combo is literally ready. It's almost there. We do need a Plunder Trigger for Smooth Soloist, and that's going to be a little bit tricky because we're attacking evens and not odds, and we want to play this on 7 ideally. Usually the plunder trigger would be like a zap attack, since our parlay got forced and we don't have anything else here. This deck auto loses to go hard. Wait, shit, you're right. So we're, oh fuck, you're right. Wait, shit, that's an issue. Wait, that's a really big issue. So we have to go when he's out of mana. We have to go when he's completely out of mana. We have to go all on one turn. Wait, we lost. Why does he have 32 cards? It's not fair. I could never win this matchup. So the rummages... I mean, this deck can use rummage pretty aggressively, right? I think it's fine for me to rummage the rummages here, actually. I think that's okay. Second Zevi is a big hit, huge hit. So we're not burning mana. We've got our Zevi on board to force a response. How are we winning this game through go hards? That is gonna be quite the challenge. He's already used 2 of them. He's already shuffled a bunch into his deck. Oh no. Oh god. Okay, we can try. We can try. I played this deck a few times, a 1-1 game, but that was a win. Yeah, this deck feels so satisfying to win with. So I think it's too early to move in. It's too early to move in. We've got counterfeit on counterfeit. I mean, if we force one response with 1 Zevi, we're fine, actually.
There's a right tool for everything.
This game is probably not gonna win. If he clones Deep Meditation, I mean, he could definitely have a kind of awkward hand. There are ways he could deck himself out. You never lose with this deck because playing it already means you're winning mentally, since it's hilarious. This is literally my favorite deck that I've ever made in Legends of Runeterra. I wish that you could do more just like crazy convoluted combos in this game. But there's only a couple ways to do it, really. So 1 Zevi's down. We need to trigger the plunder next turn, which is going to be a little bit hard. We do have some semblance of an ability to trigger plunder this turn if Coral Creatures draws exactly what we need. I guess it's just parlay. But we want to use Coral Creatures after we're going off. Nab go hard to counter as counter. I think this game is going to be unwinnable. This one's going to be really, really hard, guys.
Where do you stand on cold shots?
Just go wide and open attack. I think that's our best bet, yeah. I think going wide and open attacking is our best bet. We're not going to be able to win next turn. 1 out of 2. I mean, it looks like the Dragonlings are going to kick in here.
I need more hands.
Gem? Does Gem do anything here? I don't think so. You don't lose to go hard. Go hard costs mana. Well, I know if we're going all in on like a 0 mana turn, but that's not the issue. The problem, like, even if we're going in on his 0 mana turn, he's already played 2 go hards. He already has a 30 card deck. That's a big problem for us. This feels good. He'll zap. Yeah, we actually should have gemmed before we did that last action. That would have been a little bit better. A little bit safer.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
So we just need... Our win condition is never Nexus health here. We don't care at all about the Nexus health. But they don't have the ability to summon a Dragonling here, which is really, really important. So we're going to full attack to increase our odds as much as possible of hitting this Nexus. We don't really care as much of our health. We just need to plunder something this turn. We need to plunder anything. We're going to need to use counterfeit copies on counterfeit copies, I think. I think there's no other way. And then we just need to get them when we're tapped out so that we can just start Zevying out of control. So our first counterfeit copies needs to be used on our second counterfeit copies. Okay? But we got the damage through. This is all we needed, baby. Zap gets it in. Huge. Plunder activated. That's all we need. Then our Smooth Soloist comes into play. This permanently reduces the cost of all allies by 2. So now I can infinitely play Veteran Investigators without it costing anything at all. And we don't care about his board. I love that he's spending his mana on useless shit like this. So now we can pull Shark here. This pull Shark is fleeting. It's literally functionless. We do need to draw into an additional tool. I could try to kill him next round. We want to draw as aggressively and early as possible. I'll use the other Pool Shark here for that reason. He's not getting Dragonlings, and he's theoretically cloning. His deck size is 29 and ours is 23. This deck is all about getting a bigger deck than the other guy. That's how we win. So he's 6 more than us. We got our third Zevi. We got a Jack that we should no longer need. But we don't yet have the last copies. Now, there's a very specific aspect of how this deck is currently built, which is that it literally only runs 2 spells. It only runs copies and rummage. You'll notice we already played all 3 rummages, which means this Zap Spray Fin in our hands literally has a 100% chance of drawing us the second counterfeit copies that we need so desperately. So he can trade on the board here. I don't give a shit. The board no longer matters, and he can't Vengeance this turn. He no longer has the ability to Vengeance this turn. So he's at 6 mana, which means now, if I play my 4 mana Zevi, I'm not getting Vengeanced. In fact, he can't deal with it. So now I can play my Zap. And the Zap will draw 2 counterfeit copies, because it can only draw copies for my deck, and Zevi will clone it. So now I've got 2 counterfeit copies in my hand that are fleeting that I can use on this one. So now I use the first counterfeit copies on counterfeit copies. It's very, very, very important. And we have to use it on the non-fleeting one. That could matter. It's very, very unlikely for that to matter. The second counterfeit copies we don't have to play yet, but we're probably going to use it on the Veteran Investigator. First, we can play Coral Creatures. Coral Creatures is a really interesting card in this deck because it literally gives us positive mana. It costs 0 and it gives us 1 mana. This is how we replenish our infinite combo. So Coral Creatures gives us a 4th counterfeit copies. Coral Creatures gives us a 4th counterfeit copies. So now we can play the last fleeting counterfeit copies on the Veteran Investigator. It's 0 mana. And now that we've spent that 1 spell mana, now I can play Twisted Fate for blue card. This will also replenish my last point of spell mana.
Eyes open.
And now we're just gonna start the drawing process.
More equipment for the field.
Oh yeah, Petty Officer, sometimes your hand can like overload on options, which can be kind of bad. I might have needed to, oh god. How many more copies do I need? 26 and he's got 28. I think I used the rest of my copies on Veteran Investigators. I should have used them both before I played the Twisted Fate. Cause now we've got 34 and he's got 28. So now I can play a Veteran Investigator. Doesn't matter whatever.
Observe and learn.
Maybe with those hex lens.
We're cloning both copies. Yeah, it might have actually mattered drawing like 1 Investigator off of this. We can still go off next turn. Like, we don't actually have to hard commit to this turn because we have another Zevi to dodge Vengeance. Oh, that's kind of interesting. That shouldn't really affect much here. But we are going to be a little dependent on our top deck, which we would rather not be if possible. I would rather not be dependent on this top deck. I mean, our unit mana actually has a hard time mattering, so I guess I can play a Petty Officer. There's a chance it actually might matter. I guess it might have to get us something pretty specific for it to really matter, though. The ability to heal Zevi is actually pretty funny. So we need to hit a Veteran Investigator so we can start chaining now. Luckily, I just shuffled 12 into my deck. That gives us like a 40% chance. But yeah, this is a hard matchup. He's just going to keep shuffling his shit into his deck. So we hit a Veteran. Huge hit. Gigantic hit. So I immediately gem my Zevi to keep it outside of the range of Grasp. Wait, it's dying to Karma Grasp anyway. Wah. Okay. So I just start Veteraning.
Observe and learn.
I have a second Zevi, which is important. It's important that I have a second Zevi here. If I was against another deck, I already would have won the game here. I already would have won the game here if I was against a different deck. It's so sad. I fucking love this deck, though. This is so funny. This deck is surprisingly efficient in accomplishing the KDA quests. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. So now I have to play this investigator.
Observe and learn.
Maybe with those Hexland specs, eh?
So now we're these are the kind of hand states where we're really looking for rummage. Because we ended up just like cloning these to no great effect. Rummage would obviously like win us the game here. Drawing all three of our rummages before we had the ability for our combo to be online was definitely a little sad. I might have needed to save one. It's so hard to do with my hand state at the time though. So he goes in for the Ruination. Man. If only. If only I could punish this harder. What I can do though is I can play all my soloists. Because I mean I am plundering this turn. I'm just gonna play both of my creatures for sure here. If I hit Rummage, I'm in. Ah, another copies. Dude, too many copies this game. I didn't need this many copies this game. Please. Please give me Rummage. If I hit Rummage, I think I actually just win. Please.
There's another one!
Oh yeah, Shakedown actually hurts the odds of this deck. I forgot about Shakedown actually being in the Coral Creatures pool for this deck. So yeah, I mean I can play both of my soloists and make everything completely free. I thought all three Rummages were used. Yeah, but Coral Creatures doesn't draw. It creates a random one. So I mean I can play the other soloists. So everything in my deck is costing basically 0.
Come on a musical journey.
Which is nice. But not how we're winning this game. And I'm not really safe to play my Zevi unless I have the ability to protect it, I think. I'm gonna play the soloist first. I guess I'm making the call that health is never how we're winning, but maybe that's wrong.
I promised a bloodbath.
0 mana Jack. And Yordle Grifter, the biggest thing, by the way, like when I was playing this deck before, Yordle Grifter used to give Warning Shot without needing the Allegiance. It was the Allegiance for the nab and the Warning Shot you always got. I think now that it's got changed to this effect, I probably can't run Yordle Grifter in this deck. I probably have to replace it for something else, which is kind of sad. In fact, I dare say it's very sad.
Yeah, you don't
Put more Zevis into the draw? I don't want more Zevis in the draw. I just need to draw Veteran. The only problem is, like, unless he's a monkey, he just won't tap out for the rest of the game anymore. Like, that was kind of the last turn he was ever going to have to tap out. Whoa. Never mind. I could always just shuffle more or sleep with the fishes in my deck. Like, it's so sad. I can't punish that. Like, there's so many hands that would just win the game on the spot here. I still can't quite punish that. I wish I could. I don't think I can actually play Zevi. Shouldn't have discarded both Rummages. I guess not. I don't know what I could have done there though. But yeah, I think I did need one Rummage here. I can threaten a decent amount of open attack damage, which is really adorable. Yeah, I'm forced into playing Zevi here, I think. Which feels really bad. I can do a sick open attack with like Shakedown and Gem, but it's never going to be enough to actually kill him. The Zonai Urchins might be though.
Lose yourself.
Last turn, why not play all your units before attacking? Because I wanted to activate the Soloist Plunder. Honestly, I might have had to make the call that we're like potentially trying to kill Nexus in this match, which is really rare for this deck to do, but it's possible that ends up being a little bit better. You know, heal the 3/1. Yeah, I mean, I can use Gem for more damage, but healing a 1 health unit doesn't matter with Karma on the board anyway. There's nothing that actually does 1 damage because Karma will double everything. Yeah, in fact, I'm literally actually giving him more health if I gemmed it, because he's actually causing his other Vile Feast to fizzle here. Well, if he actually can't kill my Zevi here, if he doesn't have another Vengeance, I could actually be fine. Oh, he spent his mana. Wait, I could be good. I could be good. I've got 2 Zonites. I've got 2 Zonites. This is it. This is what has to happen. We've got so many draws for this. Please let me hit. Please let me hit. I've got literally like 14 veteran investigators in my deck. I've drawn so much. Hit! Huge! Are we good? He's got 23 cards. I've got 26. Copies on the veteran. And now we've got 4 draws. We just need to hit like 1 more veteran. We've got 3 veterans. We're cloning. We're online. We're online. He's 22. We're 29. Are we good? It's happening. We're good. Give me like 1 more for safety. Safety is kind of nice. I guess these smooth solos to make everything even more discounted, which is really funny. But things really don't need that much discount. That's kind of too much discount. Got another counterfeit copies. Just in the nick of time. So now, our deck at 27 cards. We're way fucking bigger than this guy. Look at this guy's puny fucking deck. 20 cards. 35. That's a real man's deck. Okay, please draw me a veteran though. Ooh. Okay, we lost. Never mind. Well, we actually very nearly won.
I'm not greedy, my friend.
That's not what needs to happen. I mean, are we ever winning through elusive damage?
Close your eyes and drift away.
I mean, the Yordle Grifter literally can't activate this round.
I deal in coins and carnage.
Yordle lost the game here. Yeah, I might have to replace Yordle for something else.
Surrender to the melody.
What else can we replace Yordle for? Veteran on the top. Yeah, Veteran's on top. We know Veteran's on top. It's just sad that we can't actually do anything about the fact that Veteran's on top.
Safety will cost you.
Wah. Elusive win con now? I guess. Usually we can like chain forever. But yeah, these Yordles felt really bad. Zonite here. The only problem is with double karma, we're like, I mean, I think we're getting pretty go-harded here, guys. I can feel a big go-hard coming. That go-hard is huge now. It's probably going to be pretty big. I'm not going to lie. Like, a single go-hard just nukes my board. Wow. That's such BM, dude. That's so rude. I can't believe he just did that. He's triple karming. Come on, man. Why you gotta be like this? Why you, wait, no. Come on. Ooh. He's trolling so hard. He totally has go hard. He totally has it. There's no possible way he doesn't have it. I've drawn him so many cards. He had like 10 go hards in his deck. You're getting so slow rolled. This is a 6 slow roll. There's not a chance he doesn't have it. I should have conceded ages ago. Nice, sick attack, bro. Good attack. What?
I didn't do nothing.
Why? Please, please. All right, we're getting more. I just needed to not draw him to go hard. He's at a 10 card hand now. Okay, he's back to 9. He's go. If he doesn't have to go hard, if he doesn't have to go hard, this is his last draw. This is his last draw to get it. If he doesn't have it, because he's at 10 now. He's at 10 now. If he didn't get it there, he's not gonna draw. Oh, yeah, it's a slow roll. He had it this entire time. He played it from 4th position. Oh my god, I'm getting so trolled. I'm actually getting held hostage. Come on, man. Don't do me like this. Just end the round? Yeah, why don't I just end the round? You're right, dude.
Maybe with those hex lens specs, eh? Maybe with those hex lens specs, eh?
Look at this guy's puny 13 card deck. He's gonna calculate exactly the point where he's gonna need to go hard.
With those hex lens specs, eh?
Alright, buddy. Your move, dude. The ball's in your court. There's a go hard. It's gone. Zero mana Jack. I'm out of hand space. He probably has Karma too. Oh yeah, if he has another Karma, he can shuffle more Karmas into his deck. But it's gonna cost him mana, and he'll eventually run out of mana. His puny deck is just crumbling under the weight of ours. Our deck is literally more than twice as big as his. Come on. Please don't be slow rolling me.
Who's ready for a show?
Come on, man. Not like this. We got him. He's down to 9.
Maybe with those hex lens specs, eh?
Oh, don't do me like this, guy. Come on. Not like this. Okay. So he only has enough hand space for 1 draw off of this. So he just shuffled a shit ton of karmas into his deck. So now his deck is 12. He got his deck up to 12, but it's still too small. It's not big enough. Are we good? And it filled his hand, so he doesn't have the ability to draw go hard here.
Observe and go.
Maybe with those hex lens specs, eh?
Someone a random. We got him! This is so easy, dude. See, guys, I told you this deck is fucking miraculous. This is such a good deck. Why don't people play this? Man, I love this deck. I love this deck so much. I miss this deck. This deck just makes me feel alive like nothing else.